No, she don't like to say she love
And we
you.
are
Mm.
live.
Oh,
Yo, it is a real talk live. Right? So, good evening, good night, wherever you are. And the topic tonight is,
great.
what is the worst advice you've ever received in your life? So on the inside, we have Abby, Verena. We'll have Kemi coming in shortly in her section, and of course, Lion in
In
and
and
out.
out.
Yeah, and well, Jazan, hopefully, we are waiting on Jazan. Right? So, people, advice is a big thing. People believe that it should give you some recommendations and guidance on how to live life and what it should do from what it shouldn't do, right? And sometimes the advice, it could either be good or it could be bad, or it might seem good in the other person's mind, but it might be bad on your end. So who would like to start off this thing here with this advice? Abby, can you think of any bad advice you've ever received or anybody ever tried to give you at any point in time?
Hmm. Um, of course, I think everyone went through that kind of situation before, but I know the people that I had around me in those days definitely gave me bad
Mm-hmm.
advice.
Right. So,
But
what was some of the advice that they were given to you?
uh, to be more loose, if I could say that.
Oh,
To
be
be
more
more,
loose.
to be more center of, you know, the entertaining, like in the middle. Go in the bright
Uh-huh.
light, let people see you, you
Right.
know?
Right,
Yeah, I
right.
mean, I don't like too much attention because
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what it could be.
Attracting.
Yes. So I like being in in the back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
All
like being
right.
at the
Good
back.
evening. Good evening, Sonali and Sidel. Good evening. So, all those who are joining us on the live tonight, we are discussing what some of the worst advice we've ever received in life. And Abby just mentioned something very important. There's sometimes a group of people you are wrong can determine the type of advice that you may get. Yes, so that's real valid. Verena, anything on the inside?
Well, I, people always give you advice. That's one thing I could say. Family members, whatever, and it might not be very good advice. Um, I would say, and this probably is something that most young African females would advise that they would have gotten from their parents or some female relative, right?
Mm-hmm.
About
Yeah.
even though you have a child with somebody, that don't mean you have to stay with them. You could be a single parent and everything could be good for you and you're strong and you'll be able to take care of your child for yourself. And I see that as
Yeah.
bad advice,
But did
because
you ever get that? Did you get that advice? We not asking about anybody else.
Correct.
We talking about you right now.
You can
Personal.
check the comment
yeah,
section. You check the comment
Yeah.
yes,
section.
Hmm.
yes, I got that advice. Stay with a
Well, let's
man
check
that
the
is bad
comment
for you
Okay.
section.
because you have money. Hmm, that
Yeah.
is
So
a number one bad advice too.
Xavier is saying that that is the advice she got. Stay
Uh-huh.
with
Mhm.
the man because he have money. And
No,
that time the
Mhm.
man hitting you,
hello,
flinging you, beating you, and that
hello.
is not good. That is bad advice.
Yeah.
But I mean, you
But
must know what is good advice from bad based upon where you at in the vibration.
you must have
Yes.
some discernment, some level of
So
discernment.
if
Yeah.
I tell Abby, we going to jump in the River Thames, you know?
No, weather water nasty.
Yeah, so we might be end up in that scene because I don't good advice. So I mean, I think we might take bad advice from people we respect.
Yes,
Yeah.
true.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah. So we tend to take very dumb advice.
Without
And
questioning it. You see, you
yeah,
listen to them without
Yeah.
questioning. Okay, what advice is this person really giving me? Because you
yeah.
trust the person, you respect the person, so you go ahead.
So people place in the
Yeah.
comment section, you know, who give you this advice? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because advice is a free thing, you know. Kemi, although
Yeah.
we are Kemi for the first time here, so we are England. England taking over the show. I have a girl in
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
the back, but you know, my girl, you know, what the thing happening. You go deal with you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Kemi, what's up
Yo,
first time on the show, man? How you feeling? Kemi
I'm
blushing.
fine.
Oh, Lord. Kemi, you ever get any bad advice in your life, girl?
Um, all the
Like
time.
dumb advice. Like,
Dumb,
I
yeah,
get
yeah,
stupid advice, yeah.
like dumb
I
advice.
now
Yeah.
remember this real dumb advice I had got.
Tell us.
You know,
Mhm.
you know, like I mean, I'm sure I probably have it still today, right? Where somebody will say, I can help you get a HCC house. Just pay me
Right.
fifteen thousand
Mhm.
dollars or pay me $6,000 or something like that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
came across a family member that, gave that advice, that they had a
Right.
connection, and I started with the payment of the money, you know,
Oh.
and it's the individual who supposedly had the link, ended up
Mhm.
in being charged for that. So it was on the
Fraud.
papers and yeah and stuff. It was on the papers, yeah.
Oh.
So
That
that was
was
bad
big
advice
bad advice, boy.
because I lost my money.
Yes,
I
you
lost my
did.
money trying to,
Wow.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, a lot
Woo.
of people fell for that. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, I was young at the time though. I think I was like 19 or 20 at the time.
Hmm.
So
That is
imagine thinking
pressure.
I'm gonna have my house by the time I was 21 or something. Yes, as a young person,
Yes.
that's the thought you have in your mind.
Hmm.
But it didn't. It didn't work out. But
Wow.
I know better now. Like if somebody comes to me with advice like that, I would not take it.
Yeah.
Um,
And it is
just like
important
those
that we
Ponzi
learn
schemes
from,
too.
Right.
yeah, it's important that we learn from whatever advice person give us. So like
Yeah.
me, my bad advice that, one that I would have gotten is when I was in secondary school, um, about to go into doing my degree, one of my teachers, she told me that it wouldn't make sense that I pursue my degree in social work because that is not, they don't really take in young people, right? And the good thing is that I did not take that advice. I didn't say, well, maybe I should just take my second choice. Yeah. And I went ahead with what it is I wanted to do and I was successful at it. I have a next one too. They tell me some people, more than one, say stay away from a man because he bad. And that
That
was
does
bad
always be
advice.
the case.
Yeah, stay
That
away
was
from
bad
the man. He
advice.
bad.
I think we've all been given
And
that advice before.
yeah, right. And that was not that's not the case. So I mean, good thing I didn't take that advice. I'll really have to think about a bad advice that I did take and that I had to learn from. I can't recall any at this point in time. I've been racking my brain to see what I have in there that I did take and whew, it really didn't work out. I'll really think about
Mhm.
that. Yeah. But we
Yeah.
all, people always feel like, they could give advice because they think that they know what is best for you. And I think that's the problem, Yes, Lion say
Yes.
advice is, yes, it's true. It's very free. Very, very free. So people think it is okay. We ourselves might give people advice and it may not be good for that person. Might be good for us, but not for
Exactly.
them. Verena, when on that note, have you all ever
Mm,
given anyone bad advice?
true, true.
I try my best not to give anybody any bad advice, like leave your man and things that would. I always believe in uplifting people, so I don't know if I have ever given anybody any advice that worked out in a negative way for them.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think so because nobody ever came to say, girl, that advice you tell me didn't work out. Most of the times I say is,
Yeah,
thanks for
set
giving me
mom.
that advice. Oh, you set mom, yeah. But most of the times I say
Yeah,
thanks, things I really appreciate your advice, it worked out, I
right.
did what it is you say, yeah, things like that. But
Okay,
yeah.
nice. Well, that's good. Abby, what about you? You ever give anybody
Um,
any bad advice?
I don't think so. Before I give any advice, I would say, but this worked for me. I don't know if
Right,
it worked for you. Because,
right.
like Verena said, I don't want it to come wrong and say, she told me to do that and look what happened, it get worse. So before
Mm-hmm.
I say anything about anything, I say, you know what, this worked for me. Probably if you try it, it may work for you. I
Yeah,
just try not to give anyone advice because it depends on the situation. If I haven't experienced it, then I have no place in giving anyone any advice about it. But once I have
right.
experienced it, I would say, well, I've tried this. This works for me. I don't know if it
Mm-hmm.
will work for you, but you can try it. So kind
Right.
of, yeah,
So
get
let's
me off.
see what good night, Celeste. Let's see what Xavier was saying there about love them that love you. So I guess we'll have that popping back up in a little bit. Yeah,
But
so sometimes
guys, we forget it's International Men's Day. Big up to all the men on
no,
the
I
live.
did I didn't forget. I didn't forget. So yes, happy International Men's Day. Y'all didn't see the post on the pages?
No,
Yes, we made
I was
sure.
not social
I, I,
media. Sorry.
I didn't. I wasn't on there all day. I made my
Right,
way. I made my way up here all day, so I I wasn't
right,
online.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
So we know that the live it is have ladies on most of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's really the ladies who is be really hanging in there. But we know Lion on the inside. Happy International Men's Day. And any man who's listening, happy International Men's Day. We hope that you all are and the team this year is actually um better relations between men and women. That's the theme this year. Better relations between men and women. So Xavier is saying, love them that love you. You're far better than the one who love you because most of the time the one you love don't love you. I don't know if that is advice she got or what. Right. So Sonali saying like Shilan said, advice is free. The only time it's bad is when you regret following through with it. Yeah, that's if it is yeah to
Hmm.
regret taking the advice, yeah, obviously it was bad advice. The stay away from this man or that man is the normal advice everyone wants to give. Maybe, maybe not. Because when it
You
is
know
the
what?
say,
Yeah.
as Xavier said earlier on, if the man have money, they will not say, be with that man because he have money or stay with that man because he has money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I think it all depends on persons and their biases that
Mm.
makes them
Yeah.
say whatever they want to say. Right?
Mm-hmm. Or
Like
stay with the
parents
man.
especially.
Your
Parents
children get their nice
especially.
curly hair.
Yeah. Kemi, what about you, girl? You ever give anyone bad advice before?
I'm here. I'm here. No, I'm here. I'm just tired. I'm listening tonight.
You listening? But do you ever give anyone any bad
No, I'm gonna
advice?
listen. My head is fried. I'm literally tired.
Oh,
Yeah, people have given me bad advice.
people are okay. Well, Kemi, you
Have
have
you
to share
ever?
that with us. You'll have to
Mm-hmm.
share that with us at some point. What is the bad
Huh?
advice that you've gotten? I hope it's not Abby who give you any bad
No.
advice there. It's not Abby though.
No. Mm.
Okay. So y'all, all those who are locking in now, this is Real
Um,
Talk Live.
Abby, what is one of bad advice I've been given? I can't think.
Kemi can't think. So Abby think for her. Try and remember if you know Kemi get bad advice and they say, girl, don't take that advice from that person. You'll regret
Church,
it later on.
church. Can we love our
Bad
African
Church
church?
advice, bad
and
advice.
church and church and church and
You know it's
yeah,
bad
church.
advice when he was young. You know it's real bad advice when the elders and them tell you that castor oil is a clean out when it's a purge. It's a laxative.
But isn't it the
It's
same
a
thing?
laxative. It's not clean out, it's a lax.
Oh,
You'll
right.
be running to the toilet all the
So
time.
you
You know it's
think
our next bad advice?
you thinking that you're cleaning out, right? Because you know the elders would tell you that the castor oil, you know? So you thinking you're cleaning out when it's actually laxative. If they're cleaning that thing.
Oh my
Well,
Nothing.
God.
again, it's cleaning the intestines, right?
No,
I
it's a
guess.
laxative. It just said the opposite. It's not
Ah,
cleaning anything. It's not like it
I
can't
get
clean
that.
your liver. It can't clean your blood.
Hmm. Hmm.
Nothing.
It just sends you off.
I
You
never
know?
knew that.
Yeah, so that is bad advice. So people,
Yeah.
if you want to go to a cleanse, you get some greens in your life, right? You get all the brassica, all your vegetables, all your green leafy stuff, your kale, your lettuce, your water. Let your body cleanse with that as opposed to going and throw a cork of like castor oil on your neck.
Hmm. Lord have
Uh,
mercy, Sherlon.
Yeah, but yeah, like, as it is. Papa, yo,
well, what is this?
works me for things happen.
Celeste? What's
Things
happening
happen
there on
on
the
the line.
line? Oh my
Yeah.
God. But you know, as I said that sure. You know, as our
Yeah.
next bad advice, eat
Mm-hmm.
all the foods so you can get strong and healthy.
Oh,
Or
food,
big
yeah.
and strong.
Yeah.
That is bad advice. You know what end up happening to
Mm.
some people?
They're
They
huge.
just get big and well, we know the next word that is used after that. Because they're eating out
Yeah,
everything,
yeah,
everything,
you see
right
this
through, right through,
comment
right
here?
through.
It's a 4 page Celeste right here on here.
You're right.
It's
So
a
so
four
let's say
page
I
Oh my
Celeste.
give bad
God.
advice before. Right? She gave a friend. Her husband kept cheating on her, so my advice to her was to give him a dose of his own medicine. Now she cheats on him with everyone she can. I mean, everyone. She even pushes herself onto my sister, even being involved with my brother.
Hold on. Pause.
Woo!
Pause. Pause.
She gone clear.
It's both of them.
Yeah.
She thought, who's here?
Mm-hmm.
Both of
Wow.
them are coming at everything. She turned land sharp.
Wow.
Celeste, you see, all they don't listen to
That
Celeste.
that
Celeste gives advice that changes their life.
hmm. That she ain't take a dose.
A
That is
dose
more than
it.
a dose. She
There's a
overdosed.
gulp.
You.
There's a
Good.
gulp. There's a gulp. What was the worst advice you got from a teacher in school?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
Oh
don't think
God.
my teachers ever give me any bad advice.
Have you
I
ever
had.
Well,
gotten
Sonali,
advice?
that is a good question. Yes, that's a very good question.
Well,
No
I know
one
what.
asked, but I guess he's just offering his services.
Hold on.
So Sonali, if you need a reading, girl, if you like you need a reading, well, we'll give it a reading.
Hold
You
on.
know
We'll
what?
just
I had a
advertising.
teacher and she
Mm-hmm.
wanted to play matchmaking.
Right. So
You
she's
know,
keeping
she
Oh,
it.
she want to match the girls with the boys and
Right.
mm.
it's like you have to be with him. It
Okay.
doesn't matter what you like or what's your preference. She thinks you are gonna work together and yeah, that's what she tried to do. I'm a rebel, so You're gonna
Right.
give me what I don't want.
So she giving you a spouse.
Basically. But she tried to. I didn't even like the guy.
Mm.
You know, he's a decent guy, but I wasn't attracted to him. So, and because
Right.
I wasn't following the rules,
Okay.
I was hated. I was being shunned at, and
Right.
it was nice.
Verena, what is the worst financial advice you ever got?
Hmm.
Huh?
I think,
With financial
I don't know
advice.
if it's global, but I think the worst financial advice I've been sharing of late is this Susu thing.
Yes, true, huh?
That is the
True,
worst.
but
That is, Ush.
another one, Sherlon, is
Mhm.
to live your life. Like financially, you don't study about tomorrow and think that you're living today. Live
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
Enjoy today. Tomorrow just sort out itself.
How many people came out all over this Susu thing? Boy, I had to get 4 people
And not
and
only Susu alone, Forex
yeah,
trading. Come and make millions. When you
yes,
set
yes.
yourself, whole day you have to sit
Listen,
down on the phone trying to figure out
listen,
how to bust this trade. You're literally
listen.
frustrated, blowing
Yeah.
out all your money that you have and can't make a dollar.
And the interesting thing, now what's trending on the financial world that comes with a lot of advice is Bitcoin. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin. But this is me, right? If you go to open a Bitcoin wallet, you still have to use your own money.
So yes, you still have to use your
I mean,
cash,
so they're selling me
right?
this advice, right? I mean, the advice is digital currency is we done digital already. So this is why I'm telling you, puts, right? That's like we done digital and like swipe card. It's like
Yeah.
it's done credit already. And it's
Mm-hmm.
accepted by the person who you're getting the goods from. Not everybody could go and say, well, I have 1,000 in Bitcoin. No, but you can pay a bill with your card, right?
Mm.
I could pay in Bitcoin, no. But they're telling you that you have to pay them your money in order to get Bitcoin. So what's the point? So you don't have a lot of advice circulating, and then they show you people who just make one set of money. They're showing you on Facebook and YouTube,
Yeah.
and they're just showing you that. But if the money is not the money we have in the pocket that we need to have, then why are they taking money out my pocket to give you to get
To give you to get it. Yes, you have a point there, Sherlock.
and everybody with
Exactly.
this financial advice now
When
in
people
Bitcoin,
hear fast money,
everybody with this Bitcoin thing, and they're
Mm-hmm.
manipulating the market so but drastically to make you feel, but you still have to take your money and put it in
To
their
buy
hands
that new
to
money.
buy the Bitcoin that's supposed to be our new money.
hmm,
Mm-hmm.
So people if you don't join this worst advice. I wouldn't ask Abby what is her worst sexual advice she got.
Hmm.
It wouldn't be
Ah,
good.
someone gave me advice, and I've never took it.
Right. Let me hear the advice.
Um,
She can't imagine.
I
Abby, what
waited.
advice you got?
I don't know what to say. I'm feeling a bit ashamed to say.
No, don't
Toss
feel
the
it.
salad. Toss in the salad. Oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
real nice. It's a different experience. You will enjoy it. And I was like,
And that's not your
Oh,
thing. That's not your
hell
thing.
no. Hell no. I was like, what? You must try. It's a new experience. You're gonna like it. I like it. I said, okay, then, no.
all right. So Abby's
That
not
was
going
my,
down that path.
that was a bad
Yeah.
advice to give me.
All right. So Abby is saying that she gave good advice to a friend. She told her to leave a man who was abusing her, but she stayed in the relationship, and in the end, he nearly killed her, and she was in ICU for 3 months.
No
Right.
way.
So yeah. So sometimes you may give, good advice to someone, and some person may say, well, no, I'm staying for the children, or no, the man have plenty money, or no, he going through a stressful situation, or whatever it is they may come up with and say, nah, you giving me bad advice. You just don't want me to be with somebody who love me or be with a man or whatever. And they don't take the good advice and advice that could actually save your life. Yeah, so that's really, really unfortunate there. That
That has always been the norm on this end, where women
mm-hmm.
are dying due to that. I mean, at least she spent 3 months and still alive.
Yeah.
I don't know. As soon as I hear
But a lot of them don't live to tell the story.
exactly, I don't know. As soon as I see that red flag, I'm kicking you to the curb as fast as possible. I don't know. I don't like to
Some
hear
people
because I know
really, some people
it could
really
get
don't see
worse
the
over
signs
the
there,
years.
and because it has some
Yeah, some
persons they
people
would
won't see
enter
it.
the relationship, everything is very good, and then up you see the man being abusive or even the woman being abusive physically,
Or,
and it
or
would have been like unexpected.
some people just get manipulated from the get go. So they,
Yeah.
in their mind, that just seems right at that particular point in the relationship. It seems right, it seems normal, so they will be able to identify.
Verena, you see the video that is bacchanal right now with Chica and friends
Oh,
there?
you
Oh
You
my
mean?
get to the
God,
video.
that was
Chica told
that's
me
Yes,
to
you must
tell
share it up. I share it
Chica
up. That
give
is
us
bacchanal. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Chica give us solid insight now because there you people see that video say, oh God, well, yes.
How the man can do that?
You telling me?
Yeah.
So
My
you're
question now to you all is what advice, looking at that is bacchanal, we don't play the that is bacchanal. After you learn, well, you can go and see the craziness with Chica and Miguel and all the thing go. What, Abby, what advice you would give somebody after looking at the video? What advice you would give to somebody in that particular situation?
I mean,
I would.
like I said before, unless I've been there, done that, I don't
Mhm.
give advice. I mean,
But
I
let
don't
me
want
ask
to.
you, Abigail, there's the scene. You know, what you think? What you think I should do? Verena, where's the seed? What you think? What advice do you give? And is that yeah?
uh,
I haven't seen it. Hey, pick up Z on the inside, but should have X and Z. Uh,
hey see.
Extanzi.
we got X and we have Z. Yeah. Z, you
Right.
see that is bacchanal. You see the clip that is bacchanal and chicken. Yeah, tell me. What advice you giving? Come on. What advice you giving for somebody in a situation?
Okay, if they're married, I would say gather your evidence, right? Fix or it never happened.
Right.
Right? So that's one. If they're not married,
Uh-huh.
I will tell them,
So if
well,
you're married,
you
you
need.
can do them things. So that's married people alone or anything else.
No, well, I mean, when you're married, it's a bit different. It's a bit different in terms of the stipulations of a marriage. But when you're in a relationship now, you can, leave that person and start over very freely. Then, you don't really have those marital obligations to consider, right?
So
Interesting, interesting.
So,
what about if the woman has a child or children with that said man?
right. So, right. So, I was now going to say about, if you're not married now and you're in a relationship, common law, whatever.
Right.
I don't give people advice to leave the man or to try and make things work. I don't use those kind of advice to give to people because I only see it from the outside. I might see everything happening inside your home, right? It's just one person's perspective.
Right.
So, I will I realize I start telling people now, like I personally I don't think anybody should treat me less than I deserve to be treated. Right? And I
What
would give them
telling
that
the
advice.
young so what it is, all right, you see the video. Yes, one of your girlfriend, they see what going on. What you telling she do? Butt out?
I
So
said,
the
girl,
man 8 years.
set a trap, set a trap. Set a
Right?
little
How would
trap.
you do that though?
And
Wait,
Z,
with a 3D man, it's
I
real
want Z
easy.
to tell us, Z, I want you to tell us what is the worst advice you ever get in your life since you know running the one.
Oh, we missing W.
Yeah, listen to you. You're
Because
sad.
we have V, we have Z, we have X. What it does?
Already
Well,
why?
it's Waylon. Waylon has to come on the line.
Yeah, anyway. So again, people are doing it, right?
So Verena, wait, how? I mean, this trap thing. How would you set a trap? What you mean by that?
Uh, well,
Verena,
I mean,
Verena is
she
like
done had the
more individual, you know. Verena not normal, you know. Verena
prestige
is
taker.
something.
You
So
know,
let me
the other day,
ask you,
prestige
let me
take a
ask
picture.
you,
I mean, Harley Quinn.
So, so Nally,
Oh
what
my.
advice you will give to one of your girlfriends if she ever end up in that position? What advice you will give? So you were the man for a good while and then going through the phone. For those of you all who don't know the scenario is the man stopped having sex with the woman. They're together 8 years, maybe even more. Scrolling through his phone, you get a message from a woman saying, I'm pregnant for your man. The woman is pregnant for your man. What are you going to do? And what advice you will give to that person?
Beat
You know,
him.
this situation, I mean, she could either play like she didn't see it,
Mm-hmm.
pretend, and hear what it is he will say if he'll come out and say, hey, so is the case. That some men might
Mm-hmm.
hide that, and then some men might be open and say, hey, now that woman lying, this girl sent me a thing here, you have to do a paternity test. Right?
Mm-hmm.
No, if it all depends on, I think it all depends on the situation and the length of time you've been in a relationship with that
With the
individual.
person. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whether you're married or not, I mean, persons could be like in committed relationships as they common law, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they could have been really going strong. They have children, they have whatever it is they have together, and then this comes up. What are you really going to do? It's as some women will say they will stay there, leaving just so. It's as Verena mentioned, people who are married, some women will say, nah, I stay with my husband. That will just be
Mm-hmm.
my stepchild, right? I
Yeah.
mean, some people,
We have a
guys,
lot
what
of
they when I do, they will
relationships like
stay.
that.
Yeah, it have
Realistically,
a
there
lot.
are relationships that are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know of a um I don't know
That's
it.
crazy,
For
man.
me, it will be very hard. It'll be very difficult to accept. But it's not
Yeah.
that it's impossible to accept. It's not impossible. But
mm-hmm.
all depends, as Shamika say, on your relationship with that individual. But I just think that
Mm-hmm.
like once trust is broken, it could never come back.
Or it will
Never.
take years for it to repair.
Yeah, it
Even
will
if it
take.
take years, it's
Yeah.
still for you to fully trust that person and never ever look over the shoulder again. I don't think that will be possible.
That's true, you
You
Hmm.
know.
know,
Yeah.
so I
because
would
you
tell my
always
soldier, let me
be.
just say, my soldier come and say, boy, they were going on, boy. I am, boy. You get it, ma, to chop, away, you know? What we go do, boy?
I asking him, I am not one to sit
I
down
would,
on
I
that,
would,
sir.
I would
I
So what's
ask,
your
asking you
advice there?
one time.
no, I will
Where's your
ask my
advice?
boy, I will ask my boy if she would it. You see, because life is a weird thing, you know? Life will throw some kind of curveballs at you. And hypothetically speaking, you're already in the situation, right? But is the person what? Is the person, it can be any type of mistake. It you do
Mm-hmm.
have to be always something as that, Chica. In the mind of Chica, the writing, very, very bacchanal, because that is bachan, right? But it could be anything. It could be issues that cause the relationship to come to a place. So when we're talking about advice, it's always good to ask the individual, what does this person mean to you? And is this person valuable enough in your life that you might have to overlook some craziness?
Sonali and Evina.
So Nali saying, please
Hey.
don't take this as a disrespect or final answer. The devil have been poking me. Flat out, I would say I happy for all you. He would have to find more money for another mouth to feed. So Sonali,
Evina another two mouths.
are you
Well,
staying in the
let me get you.
relationship?
Let me
Are you
guess you.
staying
Let me
in that
guess you.
relationship if you're in that position? So you're saying, well, I am in that same situation with my kid's father. And it's only when the girl was in labor, her sister texted his phone, and I saw it. And believe me, the coffee got in his face while he was sleeping.
And what's that? He
I
have a
just
good
got
right hand.
up
Does he have
and
a
walk
good right hand?
outside because I
I
could have put
think
a knife to his throat.
what's
All
that?
I told him was mine.
Hmm.
Mine was his own.
My
And a
wrote is
child
his own.
never asked to come.
Oh,
Yeah, a child never asked to come here.
Z, I
No,
have witnessed
that is
Z, but Z
bacchanal.
have a nice right cross. Z have a real nice right cross. So I know Z, I can imagine, because I see it in action already with children.
Trini, oh man, bad, bad, bad.
And that's for fun.
What you mean?
So Z could say she in the situation. So it's easy to say, and look, she's the, because the reason being, they mind your child, but yeah, we to see about. You see, because everybody's situation is different. People could
Yeah.
just say they're gone,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that is interesting. Z, tell me if you say, Bob, and I see Z in action, no, I'm not sure. I wish I could have recorded that. If I could only pick up a phone
So
in time,
let's
I'd just
say
record.
she would leave. That is a madness.
I would leave as well.
Right.
I would
Nobody
leave.
So
knows
let
that.
me
If
ask
you're
a
in that
question now,
situation.
Verena. I want your
Mm-hmm.
advice now, Verena being the married kid on the block, the married woman in the dance. Eh? Verena, your tall man come and tell you after
Mm-hmm.
8 years of marriage, I have an next child that you didn't know about. What are you doing currently? The child is about 4 years. The child is about
Mm-hmm.
4 years old.
Well,
What is the advice?
I
Because
would.
all you require
Let me tell
advice.
you, I'll be really
Women,
upset
please
with
in the
him
comment section.
for not taking care of
The
the
long-term
So
child.
you don't know if he was
you are
taking care
taking
of the
care of
Oh
child or
the
yeah,
not?
that's true.
Well,
My question is not
no,
good.
remember, he living with me. I
Wait,
am aware of his financial position,
hold on,
right?
hold on,
That's why I
hold
can say
on.
that.
I'm saying
Yeah.
we not study the financial position. We studying that after all these years of marriage, he say, babes, I have an next one. The child is about 5 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, please in the comment section, what advice you giving Verena, Chica, Abby? What
Let me
advice?
add to
Timini
it.
eye.
Let me add to it there, Sherlon. If the child is 5 years old, that's same age as our last son.
Right?
So what advice you really giving me? I want to
No,
really.
I'm leaving the ladies to give that
Ah,
advice. And place in the comment
oh
section,
God.
ladies, and then I will give my advice. Right? Because we're
He
talking
two
about
eye.
rules
Two
advice. And
eye.
I think
Two
Two.
eye.
in these situations, people just get some real crazy advice. This is the kind of things people come and donate advice to. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Then advice again.
she can tell
Yeah.
me when you tell it, Verena, get
Well, what I will tell Verena is you already know in your heart what is best for you and the children that you already have. I mean, we know Verena. Verena has 3 children, one with special needs. So if it is okay, he living there still and he know what it is, you know what it is you want to do, and don't just think about your feelings, think about the children as well. That's what I will say. Because everybody already have in their head what they want to do before they do it. And they might say, hey, what advice you giving
Yeah.
my girl? What do you think I should do? Right? So I will always say, in this situation, do what is best for you and the children. And that could mean anything to you at that point in time. So Sonali saying I am a very unpredictable person.
Totally
I can
killing
be
me with
calm
this story.
about it. Or another scenario, I could beat your skull in with my grandmother's cast iron frying pan. burn down your house and car, know how you're approaching me with them news.
Finale, girl, me and you could ride.
For real.
Right?
Yeah, it's one out of the
So,
two evils.
Yeah.
If I
so
come,
I
it's an
mean,
evil too.
yeah,
But
I mean, it
Chica,
will be hard news to take, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
just thinking, if it is, now I will have to put you on, we have to look at the whole picture. So,
Yeah.
yes, we don't know what's the situation, how we end up with the woman and whatever. It have women who are real tricky and sticky out there. And as others
Mm-hmm.
always say, it have some women, they know that the man in a relationship and they will go and pursue the man. They may even try to take opportunity where they could drug the man. And different things could happen. And the man,
Mm-hmm.
his inhibitions could have been low at the point in time he engaged in the activity. It only take one time.
True. It
It
could have
only
been
takes
that one
one
time
time.
me and he fall out and fight
Exactly.
and he gone.
Yeah.
It could
Right?
have
still
been
ain't no
One
that.
time. It
excuse.
only takes one. It's not an excuse, but it only takes once. It's a woman, they
Mm-hmm.
will go. So let us say this. So we're talking about the man getting another woman pregnant. What about the woman who go with her next man and the child is not the man own, but is saying it's he own when it's not your husband own? What about that?
That's when
We
we're
like
gonna
to talk
end up
about,
in the ICU, innit?
So let's take Celeste.
right?
Let's take Celeste comment,
Yes.
and then I'll give
He'll
Verena.
leave that man alone. I'm not one to really talk though because I honestly in a situation something like that. And I
Exactly.
hope and pray that my boyfriend's wife don't leave him because
Exactly.
I don't want him to think he can be with me exclusively. Right? So I mean,
Exactly.
so so she's saying and it depends on the situation. In her case
Hello.
now, she is saying, hey, keep your husband.
So
I
I
want
want
him.
Celeste go understand that situation fully,
Yeah,
right? I
fully.
think you'll big up yourself. You'll are still laughing at that information I give it. Anyhow, right. So the advice I would give her either is
Mm-hmm.
that all of us would need to put our feelings aside because it is our child that is involved in the decision making.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it that is where it would have to boil down to because the child is the innocent scenario in this thing, whether the man was
Yeah.
faithful or the man was evil or the woman was vindictive, whatever
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is
yeah,
so far.
lion,
Whatever
yeah.
Yeah?
situation.
So my
But
An
what
advice,
innocent
when are we
life.
gonna come
your
to
lack of
our
advice,
feelings?
whether you see all the hot still, but remember, any decision made in anger
It's
is
not a
not a good
decision.
decision. So if
Exactly.
I am
Kusa.
hurt, if I make a decision from a place of pain, look the counselor here, right?
Yes,
Right? If,
Yeah,
Alyssa.
sure, good.
if,
That's why I was saying
right,
you have to think about the
right?
whole picture,
If
not just you and
Abby,
how you
if
feel.
I make a decision based from pain, it wouldn't be a right one. It might be justified because I am hurt, whether it be male or female, what regardless of the pain.
Mhm.
But it wouldn't be a right decision for the scenario at hand. Z,
Yes.
Yeah.
So she
You know,
says
I
for
just
me,
read
swallow your
something.
pride and calm yourself because as you say, it can get worse and it can hurt your other kids in the
because
process.
I hear people talk about
And
the crazy.
prison is not a nice place. So while
Yeah,
Z
and I
felt
hear
like she could
people
have
saying
taken
the
a knife and maybe
crazy,
slit that man's throat,
and they go
it
pop
will
the
not
Yeah.
affect her
gun,
children,
and they go
right?
And the
boom.
Her
other
children
child.
and the other child. No man to help take care of the children.
So what
And
we
her
So,
saying?
trying to face worse because she will lose two
Yeah.
parents.
So
and
what
then,
we saying
yeah,
is
she
that
in
you see that
prison.
lock neck thing is fairy tale land because you can get yourself locked up. You see that lock neck
Yeah.
thing? Next thing you lock the
And
man
burn
neck
down
and he
house
pass
and
out.
car.
Yeah, you that is fairy tale thing. People only talk so say that because they're not in it. Right?
No, no, no. It has some people will mash up can
That is
thing.
not one
To come in
percent
and break up
version.
window and thing.
The woman might cuss and leave, but to say you're going and do acts of violence,
Mm-mm.
they're going and take
I
that
might
shit.
just I might
That
just get
means,
pregnant for our next man
you
and
know,
see if he will accept the child.
I asked a Jamaican woman that then.
You heard
only
what
you speak about
Marina
me,
said
that's it.
there?
And
You all heard that?
You going out get pregnant for a whole next month. You see how
That is bacchanal.
Well,
you
yes.
gotta write that in
Oh,
the script. You
That's
gotta
why
write
I
that in
said
the
that
I
we
feel so.
when that
I
happened to
feel
us
so.
women, we end up in the ICU. You
Wow.
understand?
No,
Because
we did.
they
No, but
wouldn't.
honestly, like
No.
those are the thoughts that is running your mind when you're angry, when you're emotional, right?
Verena, that's what
But
I'm
Mm-hmm.
now go
saying.
do it back to him. I burn
When
down
you
in
make,
house. That's this.
when you make a
It's only
decision
fair.
from anger, you tend to end up making poor decisions
Poor
because,
Decisions.
decisions. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And they
right?
take all the wrong advice they could take. So all the
And
you get good at
that's
and
what we mean.
yeah.
Once you're taking
Mm.
advice from a position of pain, it will always be bad advice you will act upon. Because it's just
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like you have the devil on one side and the angel on the next side.
You're not thinking logical.
Yes. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was nice to find it. Oh, let us go wild. Let us carry this thing so far.
Abby is still saying here, well, leave that man. He could go down there
I'm not being able to do that. I'm not
or
being able to do
get
that just
pregnant
like
for
that.
next man.
I
And
don't
I'm
know
being
about
Get
able
the
to
I
do
pregnant
don't
for
know
that.
about the
next.
while
pregnant for next
so
man
because
thing. I
here
don't know
what
about
right?
that.
So here so Verena said get pregnant for next man, right? Now you go to get
Mm-hmm.
pregnant for next man and when you go with that next man you get HIV on top of that.
Yeah.
Right? I just
One
saying
kind
you
of
might say
decision.
make
You
the
might,
man horny,
yes,
so
a
I
poor
go and horn
decision.
him back. You go
Yeah.
and horn him back and then you end up with some
You get
STD
end up
that you
sick.
have to live with
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
for
you are
rest
young
of your
lady
life.
like that. Yeah,
Or he
I'm
could have
aware of a
given
young
me
lady
some
like that.
STD
The
that
man
I
did
have to live
Exactly.
with.
yeah.
No, we
Exactly.
talking about the revenge. When you do things, you know you go and
It
you
don't
do
The
end
acts of
well.
revenge.
revenge. It
It
don't
don't end
work.
well. It don't end well.
Yeah.
It don't end
Mm-mm.
well.
That's why
Yeah,
I would
and
left his
then
ass.
some
I ain't gonna
people trying to
revenge
say,
no one.
You know what? That's
what's
why
wrong
it
with
have
that?
some women sit down watching the show right now and laughing because the last child I had it, I'm not the father of the child I'm living with.
Oh, careful.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
because if you do me back. If you do me, what's up with
Exactly.
that?
Two wrongs
If you
don't
do me,
make
I
it
will do
right.
you back. I find that. That don't make sense at all.
Yeah,
That's
because
setting up
all they
for
Yeah.
competing, or they could be competing straight
And
down.
it have a dancer with that?
It
Yeah.
must have a
Yeah.
line. It must have a
I
line
go
to
do your
draw.
back.
And the thing is, if you
Everything
have
he
a
do,
child,
me I do him back. It's true. It's
yes,
true.
Yeah.
if you have a child involved, then you really have to
Mm-hmm.
think a little more rational as opposed to
Yes,
like
you
a
do.
one but
A
different. But
single.
you have a child
Yeah.
involved. And the
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but me
person, the
personally,
person,
I think I am more like accepting in
no,
those
you is
kind
a
of
mad person.
situations.
We have already
No,
Yes,
established
Verena,
no,
people
I'm
like
not
listen.
this.
saying I am saying I may get very angry and emotional, but at the end of the day,
When you
my
come back to
Mm-hmm.
logical
one,
when I come back to my
absolutely.
senses,
Right.
right? When I done behave like Harley Quinn and I come back to my senses,
That is
the
when
original
month,
concept.
a month after they pay any Patterson, and you see him come back.
nah, I don't think I would even give it a
So
second thought.
I'll be okay.
The
You
correct thing
break
to
that
do
trust
really is
there.
go get your paternity
No.
test. You know what I mean? I mean, anybody could come and say, I'm pregnant for your man, you know. Go get your
Yeah,
Yes,
paternity test, straighten out
exactly.
your business, hold the costs until the paternity test at
get
least.
your
Because
evidence. Get your evidence.
I find ladies just jump quick. Girls know how to train up girls, I realize. They just them
Yeah.
just send you a message and you take that as truth because wherever in your brain. And you really seek the evidence at there. That could be who child you ain't know yet, right?
I just
So,
say get
Yeah.
your evidence.
so yeah, talk how you're going, right? Let's go get a paternity test. Let's make sure. And then when the
I'm not
test
going through
comes
all of
back,
that, Lion.
why? Because you
Yeah,
No,
come back
but
with
because
let's
the
say
good.
you
Abby,
lead
so
the
it come
man and
like
I not
Verena,
your
right?
child.
Yes, it come like Verena
Anyway,
right now.
If
Verena
he
with
if
her
he is
husband,
being
right?
accused of if he is being accused of being a baby daddy, that means he has been there. And by
No, it
you
don't
being
necessarily
there,
mean that, you
you
know.
break our
Abby,
trust.
Abby, that is not true because as a matter of
the
fact, as we
woman
know,
is
true
lying. So you
story.
say the woman is
It
capable
could
of
Yes, all
lying.
right.
it could just be
Hear
somebody
what,
who
right,
wants to mash
Abby?
up your relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It come like somebody we know who said it with lion. And the person there with lion, right?
When the woman say that,
Right? And they say they with lion and they do things that time they do nothing with
how
lion,
many
right?
people you
And
have here?
then come and say, hey, well I pregnant for lion, you know. And that time they even do nothing. right?
Yeah,
So
but
it
you
have
had to have
women,
evidence.
it have
Wait,
They
wait,
never
women
even
who
wait.
will
smell he
come,
ras yet.
yes,
Yeah,
it have
They,
women
they even
that,
smell
Bobby
he
going
ras.
to work.
yes,
Marina, Bobby going to work, going home, going to work, going home. I get a whole lecture, man. Just so I get there. Just so. Women
Oh
just do
my
a lot of
goodness.
crazy things when
That's
they want
your
them.
fault, Lion.
Who's that my fault?
Yes.
I can't
Well,
control
you should
a woman.
Don't
you should
smile with
be
no
so
woman.
sexy and
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 irresistible.
so
don't
on.
That's
smile.
all.
Can't spy.
Stop being sexy and irresistible to these women.
oh gosh.
No,
Yes,
but
so
I
a
mean,
woman, yeah, it have women who just be real, as I said, they could send a message and it's not
look,
so
it
get
have
a
fellas that do
paternity
that, you
test.
know. It have
You
fellas that do
can,
that. It have guys that
yeah,
tell fellas, boy, I was with your girl, me and she deal back in when we was going to. It have fellas that do that. So if
Yeah.
everybody, I just pick up just so I'm going mad because somebody tell me something. I mean, you had to be a little more rational.
yeah.
Well,
Because some fellas just talk
probably,
all
you
kind of
know.
out of time. Boy, me and this Molly.
I
Take
could understand
talk.
have women that really do that as,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
wickedness.
they're trying to
So
stir
let's
up
say he
comments over.
custom cheating if he's being accused.
Is that?
That was still a sin.
So let's be,
It all
listen. So
If he's
let's
being
depends. It
accused,
say,
all depends. That is not, you cannot say that.
I mean,
Why
you
You
could
yeah.
have
say,
not?
to get your
anything.
evidence.
I could say
So,
Marina is just,
Sonali's saying, but as women, we have this need to investigate. So you wouldn't take the news just so. We are
yeah, but
natural
I'm saying
PIs.
when it comes to the
Yeah.
child,
Yes.
I'm saying
Yeah.
when it comes to a child that is already there, you have to have some kind of confirmation to ascertain the child's paternity. I mean, that is only being
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
According to
Yeah.
what
So,
Sonali say, I go find out all the man who was there.
But
well,
then
no,
All the
you
man who
just
was there with
no,
our
you don't need
woman.
to do all of that. You don't need to
we
do all
I
of that.
get
You know,
all that.
just get no, just do the paternity test. You need to do all of that. That's too much headache. Just get
When
a
you hurt,
paternity test done.
you're finding out everything. I'm telling you.
that's
Right?
true,
Get the paternity. Yeah. But instead of beating up your whole self, the paternity test, that is it. Get that done. And a
Get it?
story.
Yeah,
And when you get the
exactly.
results, well, you move forward from there. But
Move
as I say,
forward.
like in Verena case, she have 3 children. So the man so long, and a woman just said, say, well, I pregnant for
And that
your
was
husband.
5 years ago. That was 5 years
Right?
ago. Everything going good
I
now.
pregnant. And come just so Verena had to, why she will get angry and upset and sad and all the emotions they could think about. She have to have some kind of rationale in terms of the decisions that she's going to make. Right? Because they're
Exactly.
going to affect
Mm.
the innocent ones. We have to really think about the children. And as he said, the children did not ask to be here. Right? They
All
didn't
right.
ask to
So
come here.
what about the women who are in that situation and who are thinking about the kids and they remain there for the kids, but the
And
cycle keeps
unhappy.
continue. Exactly. How are you going to grow your kids
Well,
and
I
you're
mean,
miserable?
well, no, we didn't say that the woman have to stay, no. If it is she choose to leave the relationship, right? That's because she needs to be happy and she needs to have some peace. She cannot let whatever, if she decides to leave the relationship, let it affect the children. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Some women will leave because they might say, no, they can't trust the man anymore, whatever, and they will be uncomfortable, whatever. But it should not affect the relationship the man have with his children.
Children,
Or
yeah.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
it should not.
Or if you
It
or
should
if you
not take
decide
that.
to stay, if you decide to stay, it shouldn't affect the
Yeah,
relationship you have with the other child. You know?
exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is the thing. Yeah, so it have all of that. It's not a cut and paste, cut and dry, black and white. It have
Right.
so
Mm-mm.
many colorful areas, but we have to make sure that the children are being treated equally. Nobody should be left out. We have to put the feelings aside. Yeah. Personally saying same way
So
how you found everything when dating him. Right? So
I don't know.
ladies,
I'm a bit, still a bit iffy
yeah,
on the
so
topic,
Z
but
is
okay.
saying that is what I told him. He needed to do the test to make sure it was his. Because it really have some women wants to get a baby daddy for
Probably.
their child because they have slept with so many men and they don't know which one is the real father. And
Yeah, so they choose the best one out of the bunch.
yeah.
They choose the best one
Yeah.
and say that's daddy. Yeah.
Exactly.
You
So,
see it a lot on Maury and them other shows.
and those talk about paternity court. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Sometimes the woman they bring all these men to court and 7 men and none of the men
None of
are
them
the
is the
child's
child's
father. Not one.
I don't even watch
So
those
I
stuff.
mean, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it's really
Abby,
serious. So
it's
that's why
really
I'm
serious.
saying when it is
Alright.
woman, so while it is women are saying they're gonna leave the men. When it is a woman, she steps out and gets pregnant. When we mean step out, she made the decision to step out there. Let us say maybe hold back the man or whatever, and she gets pregnant and she's iffy, and then she realizes she maybe do a paternity test on the low to see if the man outside is really the child father. She will want her husband to stay with her. She wouldn't want him to leave,
Exactly.
right? She wouldn't. She wouldn't. So we have to think about what would be one for us, for ourselves. So why we saying leave the man? A man could say leave that woman. She's a bad thing. Leave that. You don't know if she'll do that. So we can't just
When
and as
have
is
women doing them
international
things,
as
I
yes,
say,
just have women doing those things, and as it's International Men's Day, right? We want to remember gender equality, right? We want gender equality.
Gender
Let us
equality.
gender equality, and as the team say, better relations between men and women. Better relations between men and women.
We
So
had a
let's start.
continuous discussion at some point.
Yes, at some point.
This discussion needs another live. I might have called it sticky situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. Sticky situations is right.
Yeah, because this will go on and on. I realize you all have a lot to say in this regard. Yes?
Yes.
So, yes. You're going, girl, you're going, yeah.
She going.
Since we have to think rationally about it and put feelings aside, I will need some time by myself in a hotel with spa and some wine, and I will think about it.
Afforded by the man. Afforded by the man.
Yes, that's it.
So we will need to have a part 2 to continue this.
Yeah, we'll call
so everybody, we will see you on Sunday. Sweaty Sunday, don't forget.
I see Abby said
I forgot the time went back, so I was an hour late.
Abby,
but I'm not home, so
Alright, we going from
probably. Yes.
Where are we going? Yeah, later.
Alright, bye.